Alrighty, guys. Good evening. Good evening. I'm Ryan here alongside Joel, Michigan
All
Storm
right.
Chasers. Here for our Monday Night Weekly here. I'm going to dive into the upcoming week ahead, talk about some snow, some rain, perhaps even some thunderstorms in the mix for the forecast here. Let's go ahead and dive right on in to the video. Let's go ahead and start with the upcoming couple of days of weather here, starting with the European model. Going to go over the next couple of days of precipitation. We're going to see some light rain showers perhaps tonight across some of the state. As we move into the overnight hours into tomorrow, Tuesday morning, we're going to see rain become more moderate to heavy at times. Keep an eye out, or keep in mind, this is going to start as all rain here for the entire state. But as you go throughout the day on Tuesday, that rain will become heavier, especially into Tuesday night. As we notice here up on the UP, we turn to snow and the rain continues further south here. That'll continue into Tuesday night, especially into Wednesday will be the heaviest. Wednesday morning, keep an eye out for the UP, remaining all snow. Further south is all rain. System continues through the day on Wednesday, into the afternoon Wednesday, into the evening on Wednesday, before we get right into a little bit of a snowy end to the system for your Thursday morning. So a very long duration system working its way through the area, the region. The western UP starts as rain, changes to all snow, and then the LP starts as all rain and then changes to a very light snow at the very end of the system. Putting it all together, start time again is going to be pretty much, we can say really like right now, it's a pretty big system, but the majority of this precipitation will start tomorrow afternoon and evening. That's when the heaviest rain will start to move in. Heaviest snow will begin later Tuesday. And then overnight into Wednesday will be the concern for most of the snow and rain. Talking about precipitation amounts, going over to the model here. For our snowfall accumulation, we're going to start seeing this run through into Tuesday night. We're going to start seeing snowfall accumulations up in the western half of the UP by as early as Tuesday around, we're going to say 8 p.m. or so. Probably after that, we'll start seeing snow pick up. As probably by the time we get into Wednesday afternoon, this snow continues, very heavy at times, where the model here suggests upwards of 8 or more inches for the western part of the UP, potentially as much as a foot or a foot and a half in spots if these models are not overdoing this, which sometimes they do. But they are showing quite a significant amount of snow here for the western UP with this system throughout the day on Wednesday. So we're going to have another forecast out for that. I'll show you guys the forecast here from us in just a minute. But also a big story to talk about here is going to be the rain totals as well. So here's your precipitation totals for the system. Now, keep in mind, most of this up in the UP on this side of the arrow is going to be all snow. But south of this arrow is going to be pretty much all rain. So we're seeing amounts here as much as an inch or an inch and a half of rain, especially for northern lower Michigan. Further south there toward the Ohio-Indiana borders, we are seeing anywhere from a half inch to about an inch or so of rain. So a pretty good soaker, so to speak, moving through here. We kind of need it. Honestly, we really need it. We're in a drought condition across much of the state. I know the UP is kind of out of that drought, but further south here in the most of the lower peninsula, we are seeing I'm not going to say drought busting rain, but very impactful rainfall for our drought system or our drought conditions here in the state. So this is going to benefit us quite greatly. Moving past the system on Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to be moving into a little bit of a back-end snow, and that snowfall will not be significant for those of you in the LP. It should just be a very light snowfall, maybe an inch or two of slushy accumulation on the backside. It shouldn't be a big deal come Thursday for that, but that system moves away. Moving into the Friday time frame, another system potentially will work through. It could bring some lighter snowflakes, especially for points south of, we're going to say Grand Rapids and Flint for right now. It's going to stay south of that line. Perhaps at the latest model guidance here, shifting it completely out of the state, but we'll see how that trends. But do keep in mind some lighter snowflakes potentially there for your Friday evening for South Michigan. And again, some lake effect snow potential for the UP up there as well during the same time frame Friday evening. But after that, we dry out for the weekend, and we're going to warm into next week. Going into the long-term pattern for our temperatures this week and also beyond, we are seeing that warm up here tomorrow and Wednesday are going to be quite warm in nature, especially for points further southward. This is for the Lansing area on this graph. We're seeing close to 60 degrees for your Tuesday tomorrow, potentially a repeat on Wednesday. So further south you go, we may sneak close to that 55 to 60 degree range. Further north, we're likely going to be seeing 40s in the UP. You guys are going to be too cold, probably going to be in the 30s for you guys up there. But overall, it's going to be a much warmer pattern. And then after this midweek system, we're going to cool off here. If you consider the 40s a cool off, that's going to be the expectation here. But then keep an eye for early next week. We're seeing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, perhaps our warmest air of the season, working its way in, and then after those 3 days we're kind of dropping right back off, still warmer in the 40s and perhaps back into the 30s for a couple days there, but overall it's going to be pretty much a warmer pattern throughout. And as noted here on the CPC outlook here for the next 8 to 14 days, we are seeing Michigan as well as a good chunk of the eastern US in above average probabilities for the above average temperatures. So that's going to be a pretty telltale sign here that March is trending to be on the warmer side, just as expected. And again, not every day is going to be 50 and 60 degrees. We're going to have those 20 and 30 degree days mixed in here, but putting it all together, the average should be much above normal here for this time of year. So that is your overall consensus for the week. We have multiple forecasts that we put out today, starting with our new graphic here. It's called the severe weather outlook. If you look on the left side of the graph here, we're going to have 6 categories. Really, there's 8 categories if you want to be specific here, but we're kind of starting at the very bottom. General thunderstorms are expected. This is for Wednesday, and that is because we have a lot of surface, not really a lot, but we have enough surface instability and a good chunk of upper level instability. We could see some rumbles of thunder with our rainfall. It could be heavy at times come Wednesday afternoon. And this is going to be a graph you're going to be seeing throughout the summer here. And the risks, that this is our own graphic, not correlating to anything but our own thoughts. The risk goes higher in blue, then the green goes low risk, medium, elevated, high, and extreme risks. So luckily we're not seeing any severe weather for this week at all, but we are putting this outlook out there for just general thunderstorms. Going into our next graph here, we're looking at gusty winds for Tuesday. This is, again, they're going to be for Tuesday, tomorrow. 20 to 30 miles per hour for a good chunk of the state. If you're close to the West Michigan lakeshore by like Ludington, Muskegon areas, we're going to be looking a little bit higher gusts because of the lake friction. There's less friction there, less stopping the wind, so to speak. And then after Tuesday, we're looking at gustier winds potentially on Wednesday, perhaps 40 miles per hour for a lot of the state. Excuse me. We don't have a map out for that, but we'll have one out for that tomorrow. Do keep in mind your midweek is looking pretty windy in terms of that. Now going into the rain and snow outlooks, this is going to be rainfall, especially for the lower peninsula. Again, up in the western part of the UP, this is your liquid equivalent from rain. So if it was rain falling, we'd likely get close to 1 inch to 2 inches in spots, but it's going to follow snow, and that's why we're seeing those snowfall amounts quite higher on the western part of the UP. But elsewhere, for the eastern UP and points southward, we're going to be between about a ½ inch in spots to as much as 2 inches up there in yellow of rain for your Tuesday, Wednesday into the Thursday time frame. So keep that in mind. It's going to be pretty wet. Might hear a couple of rumbles of thunder here, but no severe weather is expected. And if you're in the western UP, you're in for a good dumping of snow. And then finally, going off that snow comment here, our snowfall forecast right now, we are leaning conservative. We are starting conservative with this forecast. Joel, I'm pretty sure likely we're going to have to up these totals based on latest model guidance. 5 to 8 plus. We put the plus there for a reason. We're likely going to be probably I'm not going to, speculate right now, but we could see double these amounts when all said and done. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, see how it trends into the Wednesday or into tomorrow's time frame. Final call will be out for you guys for our snowfall forecast. So if you are in the western UP, you guys are likely in for at least one more round of heavy snow this year, if not multiple more coming up in the long term. Speaking of the long term, we're going to take a brief look at the temperature forecast going off of the European model, the weekly. These maps communicate the averages, so to speak. The yellow and orange color here indicates above average temperatures, and we're seeing this pattern continue through the second week of March here. Going into the late month of March, we're seeing that Signal fade just a bit, but there's no strong signal either way here. But we stay near normal or leaning above average throughout the entire month of March. So, takeaway from that would be no Arctic airs on the horizon as of right now. No prolonged cold stretches. Will there be cold days? Yes, it's still winter. Technically speaking, astronomical spring starts here, I believe, March 22nd. But we are in meteorological spring because of the climate data. It usually trends warmer around this time frame as well. We're seeing that on models correlate quite well. And then finishing up the little spiel here for the upcoming week, we're looking at above average precipitation throughout that mid-month time frame. This is a model showing your averages as well. We're seeing that pretty much the entire Great Lakes region remains in above average contours here for precipitation. So warmer, active pattern. That's the overall consensus for the month of March, and that is the overall forecast from us for the month of March. If you missed our video, above average precip and above average temperatures should prevail throughout this month. So outside of that, we'll get through the system here midweek, starting tomorrow into Wednesday as well as Thursday. You got some rain, some snow, perhaps some thunderstorms to get through, and then attention turns to a potential system on Friday. After that, we'll look for the warm up for early next week. All right, I believe that's everything here. Let's go ahead and go to chat here. Joel, did I miss anything? Want to mention or any?
Yeah, there was a couple questions mainly regarding any sort of flash freezing, and that has to do, or I will say, that is a possibility, especially when we get into Wednesday night into Thursday. A cold front will be sweeping through again. A lot of that rain will be transitioning over to snow for a brief period as you go into Thursday morning. So if you are traveling on Thursday morning, you will have to watch out for some slick spots, especially overnight, as well as that rain does quickly change over to ice, perhaps. But in terms of freezing rain accumulation, there's not too much on there. I checked it earlier today, and all amounts were under, I believe, 0.05 of an inch. If you want to go ahead and double check that for me, Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Through that Wednesday, Thursday time frame, it's not significant at all. It's pretty minor in nature. So no freezing rains expected with this, or if it is, very minor in nature.
A couple super chats here. Unfortunately, with our new software, we haven't been able to pop them on here yet, but we can read them off.
Yeah, I have a way to do that. It just needs to be set up properly, which we can handle that after we're done here. We'll get that working. For super chats, I do see Red Dozer with the $50 super chat. Winter needs to go over itself and just go. Needs to get over itself, go away. I agree, Red. I agree. I am so ready for spring here.
It's meteorological spring now. It's officially no more snow, right?
Supposedly. Tangy, $2 super chat. Is there going to be 1 inch of rainfall per hour? I don't think it'll be 1 inch per hour. It's going to be a long duration event. Pretty moderate at times, perhaps as much as a 1/4 inch an hour if you're in the heaviest bands, but it's going to be over a period of 12 24 hours of rain, so I wouldn't expect there to be much in the way of any heavier rainfall rates with this. Right. One thing I will mention, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say, if we had 1 inch per hour rainfall rates, we'd be talking about like flash flooding, flash flood emergency type stuff. So
right,
yeah. In terms of snowfall, however, we'll have to watch out for that for the UP.
And I will pop this on the screen here as well. We could see some heavier rainfall rates come in for your Wednesday, and that is only because we are tracking just a smidge of surface-based instability here across southern Michigan. That may help aid in heavier snowfall rates, or not snowfall, wow, snowfall, rainfall rates. So used to winter speaking. These may indicate some heavier rainfall rates here, as well as some thunderstorms as well across South Michigan. But that's going to be for Wednesday, late Wednesday morning into early Wednesday afternoon. That could enhance rainfall rates, but generally speaking, no, nothing above 1 inch per hour is expected.
Yeah, we are fielding questions if you guys want to ask some. There's a couple in here. If we've been in a drought conditions and then it rains a whole bunch all at once, isn't that when flooding happens? When the ground is too dry to start, is that a concern this week?
Yeah, no, not really. We could see some localized flooding in some spots. especially on roadways and perhaps clogged storm drains. But we are in a drought, and usually in a drought the ground hardens. But this time around the year, the ground is still frozen, so we could see some runoff from the rain. But anything significant flood-wise would not be expected, no. But you do have the right idea that drought conditions kind of correlate with the winter conditions where the ground just kind of hardens. It's hard for it to soak in. So they kind of both go hand in hand.
Ryan, I think we lost. Oh, there we go.
Nope, you got me back.
Yeah.
I was just testing out to see if that actually worked. It did.
Got me all nervous for a second. Welcome to Michigan, Timothy. Appreciate you for following. Sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was just going to say, if you guys have any questions, we are here at your disposal. What are the other threats that could happen in a thunderstorm? Not really anything. We're not seeing anything severe weather related with this. We do have some what we call three cape with this system, so we may see some small hail out of it, but I don't really think it's going to be that big of a deal. It's just going to be some rain, perhaps a rumble of thunder. If that changes, I'll let you guys know. But right now, just going to be some moderate to heavy rain and some thunder, a possibility. Any chance for power outages? Asks Fun Things. So right now in the UP especially, yes, especially with the heavier snowfall up there, that could potentially bring in some power outages. Further downstate, though, with this system, it will be windy on Wednesday, but 40 or so mile per hour gusts is what we're kind of expecting right now. That's usually not enough to knock power out. So maybe isolated in nature, but nothing scattered or widespread. Do you think anything could change? Probably not. Probably not. But if it does, we're always watching. New models come out every 6 hours or so, and our team is always looking at the latest data. So if anything does change, we'll know about it ASAP. You too, Natural. Thanks for tuning in. Missed who all gets thunderstorms. Well, we actually have a handy dandy map for you we can go back to. So anywhere in this tan area you see on the map would have a risk for general thunderstorms. So pretty much you can say the entire state or the entire lower peninsula minus Alpena, Mackinac, Ludington, Traverse City areas. Further north you go, the less your chance becomes.
If we were to add a limited risk tomorrow, not saying that it's going to happen, but if we were to do that, it would be for perhaps hail, given that the temperature profile goes from extremely warm to extremely cold. That allows hail to form and fall without melting. So we'll have to watch out for that, perhaps. And a limited risk, if we were to issue it, is a very, very, very small chance of seeing hail anyways. So.
We'll have a graphic out explaining our levels of risks here in the future. We're going to be using this. We're going to use the SPC Outlook still, but we're also going to put our own thoughts into things. A lot of you guys gave feedback last year that says, hey, you guys were really good last year, or back in 2023 doing your own Outlooks. You guys should start doing them again. We heard you guys. We're doing them again this year. So we brought it back. Revamped, but it's back. But yeah, limited risk, as Joel just said, is kind of like your risk where there's like just enough there to kind of warrant, maybe get, an isolated severe storm, but there's nothing there that says we're going to have, 2 or 3 storms today that are going to be severe. So it's like that small chance, but not zero chance. Kalamazoo forecast was showing potential for ice Tuesday, Wednesday. No, not at all. Again, we could see, similar conditions to like a flash freeze come Thursday morning or late Wednesday night. But in terms of like freezing rain ice, no, you're going to be far too warm for that.
There's a comment here from Sharon. Watching from Port Huron, thank you for the forecast. When my area receive hail, if anything, they would be the closest to the cold core, as we call it. So if we were to upgrade to a limited risk, Port Huron would be at risk for it. But right now, again, we're just forecasting general thunderstorms. So only the threat for thunder and lightning.
And again, we'll have a updated forecast tomorrow afternoon for you. If anything changes, just tune back into the page. I don't anticipate any changes, but in the event it does, about 3 or 4 o'clock is when we usually post our forecast packages. So yeah, Drew has a good point here in chat. Says we have definitely been on a hot streak of good sunsets and sunrises. I agree. Last couple of days have really been beautiful in nature, let's say the least. Santa, that kind of looks like rain, rain, rain. Yeah, Justin, I would agree with you. It's going to be all rain. Again, it's going to change over to snow for pretty much all of us here come Thursday morning. Go ahead and go back to the European model and run that back through to kind of show you guys. This is actually not what I want. I want this. Yep, we're going to zoom in here to the Midwest. And then moving this into Thursday. It's going to start as rain, 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 and then we're going to see snow right about here in the backside early Thursday morning, right around that 4 o'clock in the morning time frame on Thursday. So change over to all snow, but no accumulation is really expected with this, an inch or two at most. Eric asks, when does the permacloud usually leave? The answer for that would be usually like April, May. But March is definitely a start. We will, if you notice, there's been a lot more sun lately than there has been more clouds, so it's good. Any other questions, guys? Justin asks, does this look like the last of the snow? I can't say that. I can't say yes to that. We don't know what April holds and the late month holds, but right now we are trending warm, so probably going to have a mix of these systems where a lot of rain to start, and then as these systems pass through, they like to bring a lot of cold air down from Canada, so we could get some back end snow, as we call it, on these systems. So I'm not going to say no, but the chances for bigger snowfall are looking less and less likely as we get later into the year. So the later we get, the less your chance becomes.
Did you answer the question about the permacloud?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, cool. If it's requested, I'll try and bring back some of the 70s and 80s from Tennessee that I'm about to go experience.
Yeah, we got Joel going on vacation here, coming up pretty soon.
Yep.
But for those of you who've been around a long time, you'll know that every time an MSC staff member goes on vacation, something interesting usually happens in Michigan. So we do expect there to be something, whether it's a big snowstorm or I don't know, severe weather. I don't know. I don't want to
Kinda,
speculate, but with Joel
it's
being
kind of
out,
like the jinx.
yeah, with Joel being out, we're gonna have to pay close attention to that time frame.
Hmm.
All right, any other questions, guys? Crystal says, "Hello, it's raining here. Where you at, Crystal?" What's up, Freddie? Got Nicole in here. Hadley says, "A week of beautiful sunny 70s." I mean, yeah, it's coming soon. It's coming soon, Hadley. What's up, Nika? Good to see you guys here in chat tonight.
Definitely a possibility for cloud to ground lightning, Jamie. Yeah. Lightning density for tomorrow is not too great, but any lightning strikes that do happen could be cloud to ground.
Yeah, up here in Michigan, we should just be seeing. I mean, lightning is still a risk. No, don't get us wrong, but severe weather in terms of those asking about it. I'll go ahead and pop on the SPC outlook for what they're saying. So for your day 3, the risk here, the yellow or the green risk here, general thunderstorms all the way up to about what we kind of forecasted about the Gaylord, Traverse City area. But down here in dark green over in eastern Ohio, that's where the severe weather threat looks to materialize most. So Pennsylvania, eastern Ohio, West Virginia, and especially the East Coast through the Virginia and Carolinas. That's where the real higher risk is. So up here in Michigan, no risk at all.
After the winds turn from south to east, are they going to stay mostly from the east? So with the low pressure system moving around, it's always going to switch directions depending on what side of the low you are on. So by the time you get to Wednesday into Thursday morning, that low is going to be swinging out of the area, and that's when the west wind and sometimes the north wind moves in. It's also when we obviously see a lot of our lake effect snow when it's colder out now. Being that it is March 3rd, a lot of our air is starting to become a little bit warmer, so profiles are starting to tamper down a little bit. But yeah, we usually have a north to a west wind on the backside of the low. So that'll be coming, like I said, Wednesday into Thursday.
And that's also why you get lake effect snow kicking up on the backside of these systems as they move
Mm.
out. Winds turn favorable for it.
That's also why during the start of like winter storms, you can get lake enhancement along like Lake here. We saw this earlier this year, Ryan, along Lake Huron up there near Alpena and over towards Port Hope as well. We saw lake enhancement in those winter storms, and it brought 10 to 12 inches where everywhere else saw 6 to 7. So lake effect can happen going the other direction.
Tim Kazoo says, "So ready for the thunderstorm season." We are too. We are too. We've been missing those thunderstorms here. I know I have. I know Joel mentioned it a couple days ago in our private chat. So I think we're all kind of feeling that way.
Yeah.
Missing the warm season.
It's especially the warmth. Like I want my 70s back.
Yeah. Yep.
Discord link doesn't work. I keep getting an error. Which one? is it? Is it our Michigan Storm Chasers one? Might have to fix it.
Same Fordo. We never want to see anything, severe or tornadic wise damage homes. That's not what we're after at all. But at the same time, seeing a good thunderstorm, good lightning storm, that's what we're after.
Mm.
Something about watching the sky lit up at night with lightning and hearing the rumbles of thunder is just something. If it hits you different, it's really.
We wouldn't be the Michigan Storm Chasers if we didn't like a good storm.
It's true. What's up, Isaac?
If you're watching on Facebook, correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, but I think you can do ! notify.
Yep, you can. So if you want to
Sweet.
be notified every time you go live here on Facebook, you can type in chat the ! And then the word notify, and it will send you an alert every time we go live. So it's pretty cool. We're gonna be pushing that a lot this summer.
I typed in discord.gg/Michigan Storm Chasers, and it worked for me.
Yeah, I remember we worked on that and got it working about a month ago to a permanent link.
I'll drop a link in chat here. This will be an expirable one, but at least it'll be there if you guys do want to jump in. That's not what I wanted. There we go. I posted a link in our chat if you guys do want to join Discord. It's not the main one, but it is a link either way.
Any other questions, guys, before we pop out of here? Let us know in chat here. We're at your disposal. Are we in an I believe you mean El Nino pattern, Jamie. The answer is no. We are in a weak La Nina, which is the opposite of El Nino. But we're so close to. So, for those who don't know, El Nino is a period of, or an area of water temperatures out near the equator in the Pacific Ocean. When they're warmer, it's called El Nino. When they're cooler, it's called La Nina. And it matters because it has an influence on our jet stream patterns and temperature stuff. It matters for the entire U.S. Weather pattern. So we are in a weak La Nina right now, but we're so close to that neutral, I wouldn't even really consider it a true La Nina. So we're kind of in the neutral between both warm and cooler. So we got Chandler in chat. What's up, Chandler? We're about to pop out of here, actually. We've been live here for about 37 minutes. Talked about the upcoming week here. So if you guys want to rewatch that, go ahead and skip back to the first, let's say about 8 minutes of the video. But I'll give you guys an overview here, and then we'll hop out of here. So the week ahead, we're looking at the next couple of days here will be warmer. Likely going to be in the 50s for points south of Grand Rapids, Flint areas for the next 2 days. Further north than that, we're talking about like 40s or so. And then in the UP, like going to be in the 30s. Watching a system working its way through. For your late Tuesday, so tomorrow, we could see some rain begin early morning. The heaviest will hold off until later evening on Tuesday into the early Wednesday morning time period. That's also when we could see some snow begin for the western UP. And it could be heavier rainfall at times. It could be heavier snow at times. It's a pretty big system, a lot of moisture available. So as that system moves through, it's going to dump a lot of rain on us. It's going to dump a lot of snow up in the UP. And then it's going to change over to snow on the backside of this come Thursday morning. So beginning later in the day on tomorrow, it continues into Thursday morning. So a very long duration system working through. Overall snow totals here should be right around 5 to 8 plus. We're probably going to have to up that. Likely going to update that in tomorrow's outlook. Likely going to be above, probably a foot of snow in spots for the western UP. Also could be looking at blizzard-like conditions up there as well, as the winds will gust to 40 or so miles per hour throughout the day on Wednesday. That would equal blizzard criteria up there. Going back to the rainfall outlook though, LP looking at about a half inch to as much as 2 inches in spots. Eastern UP about an inch and a half of rain. Western UP, this is not going to be a rain for you. It's going to be more of a snow for you. This is going to be the liquid equivalent though, where if it was falling as rain, it would likely be between 1 and 2 inches of rain. But it's going to fall as snow for you guys. We have a couple things to talk about. Tomorrow will be not really windy unless you're by like Ludington, Muskegon areas on the West Michigan Lakeshore. 20 to 30 miles per hour is an expectation for winds on the gusty side tomorrow. Wednesday will have a little bit higher gust. I need to slow down. Wednesday will have a little bit higher amounts for you guys in terms of your gusts. And then finally on Wednesday as well, we're looking at some thunderstorms, a possibility here. No severe weather is expected, but don't be shocked if you hear a rumble of thunder throughout pretty much the entire lower peninsula of Michigan Wednesday late morning and early afternoon time period. That is your week ahead. We're looking at much warmer conditions throughout the month here. That will continue for the next couple of weeks. Going to the temperature forecast, we do see a couple days. Pull it up here. A couple days will be a little bit cooler in nature. We're in that spring, kind of winter spring borderline pattern. We're seeing a couple days in the 50s, perhaps a day close to 70 next week. But for the most part, 40 degrees is right on the average, and we're seeing that continue throughout the next couple of weeks here. So leaning above average when all is said and done is going to be the overall consensus. And that is going to be all. Any last questions before we pop out? Chandler has a question. I don't know if I want to take it or not. I feel like he's going to hit us with something random.
Uh-oh.
No problem, Nicole. I hope it's nice on the 17th. That's my birthday. Hey, we'll see. We're still about 14 days away, 2 weeks away from it, so could trend either direction. But speaking, it should be pretty warm. It shouldn't be pretty warm, but the whole month is leaning warmer than average, so I would expect there to be a good chance for nice weather there, at least seasonal weather. When I say nice, I'm not talking 75 and sunshine. I'm talking probably 40s and 50s chances for good weather for the season. Yes, Dawn, we changed our clocks this weekend. Saturday night / early Sunday morning. All right, Joel, I think we're ready to wrap up here. What do you think?
Yep, that's fine by me.
All right, before we hop out of here, we have some sponsors to shout out here. And we have some new ones for the month of March. So welcome in some, we got about 3 or 4 new ones to go off of here. Starting with StormGuard Roofing and Construction. They are based out of the Detroit metro area, Macomb, Oakland, Livingston, Washtenaw, Wayne County, that region. They do roofing construction needs. Number to call, 248-985-3239. We will have banners for these guys on the stream here coming soon. We're still kind of tweaking that just a bit, making some new banners and getting some new designs in here. So I don't have any banners for you guys, but they are all displayed on our website, michiganstormchasers.com, under the sponsors tab. Feel free to go check these guys out. We also have Lifestyle Exteriors. They are based out of Lansing. They cover central Michigan from like a corridor from Lansing to Traverse City. They also do exterior work on your homes from like doors, roofing, siding, that kind of stuff. Number to call for Lifestyle is 989-854-3055. We have Pro Powder, powder coating needs out of South Haven. Residential or commercial use. Number to get a hold of them is 269-637-8722. We have Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding. They are based out of the Thumb, Sanilac, St. Clair County area. Their number to call there, 810-984-4564. We have Kuiper Tree Care out of the Grand Rapids area. They do all the tree care needs for you. They are going to be contacted at 616-828-8225. We have McKay Tree Specialists. They are based out of Southeast Michigan, so they're primarily east of 127 and south of 69. Again, tree care for Southeast Michigan. It's going to be 248-308-7308. And last but not least, we have Gull Lake Tree Pro, based out of the Gull Lake area in Kalamazoo County. 269-615-1575. All these sponsors help keep us operational and afloat here. What we do is not free, and the help of our sponsors, we get that. We keep operations rolling. So we could not do it without these sponsors. So if you need some tree work, roofing work, or powder coating needs, feel free to give these guys a call. And for more information on them, feel free to check out our website where you can find all the contact information about these guys to get a hold of them. And thank you to all these sponsors for being a part of our team here at MSC.
Thank you, sponsors.
All right. We do not have an outro to play, Joel. So we're going to have to end it on a basic note tonight. We're going to try to end this so it doesn't cut us off, because I think if we hit it too soon, it's going to cut us off in the middle of speech. So let's go ahead and say we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see you guys sometime this week, likely, or if not, next week for another Monday Night Weekly here at Michigan Storm Chasers. With that being said, we're going to pop out of here. You guys